Turn on that one. Comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something.
He's got it on the right. Open spaces. Touchdown, Hurricane. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Welcome to this College Ultimate Team Challenge presented by EA Sports College Football. As always, if you want to check what goals you're going after, just go to the pause menu. In this challenge, you'll be facing the Temple Owls. Take it away, broadcast team.
To the air, it's Simpson. He's going for it all. He's got it down the right side. Running free. Touchdown, Caves. He found some open space and turned on the Jets. The extra point here would tie the game.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. Hold and fire complete. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, the inside give. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him one. So we open the final period with a third down play. On third down, he drops to throw. Got a man, it's Jones. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Temple lining up to punt it away. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Back to throw, it's Simpson. And it's an incomplete pass over the middle.
Third and long, defense knows the pass is coming, so they're going to have guys with their eyes on the QB, but they are going to try to get to him with pressure, pinning their ears back. If you're on offense, you might be thinking blitz here. You better get rid of this one quick.
They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going to go for it on fourth down. Hauls it in, the first down and more. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. And here comes the field goal unit. We're getting deep in the game, and this is for... He gets a hand on it. Scoops it up, and he's going to try to take it back. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam.
And what a time to do it. Tie ball game, second half. You always talk about offense, you always talk about defense, but the special teams field goal block unit coming up big for this team.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Clark. He's loose. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. They'll go to the air on second and short. Fires left. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
That'll be enough for a first down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. Slides away. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. The Owls now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Scanning the field, it's Simon. Here comes the heat. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play.
And how about that back-to-back sack? You want 2 sacks in a game. That's a great game. He is flying around, getting to that quarterback and getting him on the ground.
He did not make it a stone wall on third down. Timeout called by the defense and 15 seconds to go in this one. They boot it away. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Slips a tackle and he's got room. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. He will have to unleash a howitzer to try to win the game from here. Oh, and the attempt is no good. And after the miss, the only hope is to get a stop. Station, Texas, Kyle Field, home of the 12th man and the Texas A&M Aggies. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the Texas A&M Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. So after the scintillating return, just don't mess it up. You've got to cash this in for a score. Trying to power it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Dogs!
We know a lot of offenses like to script their opening 10 plays going into games. They practice it over and over and over again throughout the week, and you just saw flawless execution on the opening drive by the offense. A nice job mixing in pass and run, getting different guys involved here early. They cap it off with a nice run late, but what a great job to take control of this game. And the offense, they've got it moving.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Moore will throw. Looking to the big tight end. And the timing just a hair off. Chains now on 2nd and long. From the gun, running back gets the give. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29. The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on third down. They'll keep it on the ground. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. I know you want to keep the ball away from the other offense, but going for it inside your own 40? Off the RPO, throw to the right, looking for the first. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Catch in the middle, it's Hughes.
The quick passing game does several things. One, it doesn't let the pass rush get to you. Those great defensive linemen, the ball's coming out so fast they can't get there. And then what else? It gets me ahead of the sticks. I don't have to worry about getting in long yardage and predictable situations.
Back to pass on second down. Caught near the sticks. It's Moore. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
Moore to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Wrestled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes.
And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Branch. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. He wants to change this route. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Fires on the move. Got his man. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
That is a really good-looking throw. Think about the expectation level now from quarterbacks at Georgia. Matthew Stafford was the #1 pick overall. Stetson Bennett won 2 national championships. Imagine the pressure on this guy. But when you see throws like that, he makes you believe that he can step up and lead this team to yet another natty.
On the move, it's Frazier.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They'll go right back to the run. Lots of running room. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Give to the single back. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and we'll get ready to change sides for the second quarter. First play of the period will be a second down.
42, Spider.
Quick pass on the jet motion. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Brings up third down.
And the Bulldogs need a massive chunk play to move the sticks here on third down. Looking to throw at Stockton. Here's a heat. They get to him as he throws. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. He was trying to get that return going. Instead, he'll hand it to his offense at the 38.
And that is elite third down defense. First of all, you get him in third and long, and then you look to the go-to guy. Jesse, I am committing my resources to him because I know he's a freak, and I know you as a quarterback, you're trying to find that dude.
Yeah, and it's hard, third in California, to convert that. Doesn't matter how good your receiver is, and this dude's obviously one of the best in the country. But the defense, they were all over it. They were ready for it. They get the big play.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Backed up now, here's second and long. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Oregon.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. A pickup of 8 now to convert this 3rd and 2. The Ducks come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
And that's what makes this defense so difficult to run against. They've got guys up front that just push offensive linemen backwards. They basically push the blockers right into the lap of that running back.
Unlike the old school thinking, this is the area of the field that is really 4-down territory now. And with this place rocking, the crowd forces a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They've already converted a 4th down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. This offense has it with really good field position. Looking downfield, it's Stockton. Pocket breaking down. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Might be changing the route. Misfired on 1st down, back to the air on 2nd. Fires to the wideout. Pulls it in. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
And on that play, great job by the receiver working his way through the traffic in the middle of the field. That's a crossing route. It's going to take him a couple seconds to get all the way to the other side of the field, but really nice awareness by him, making the catch, coming up with a big play.
He rolls all the way down the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
Every offense offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. Pushes ahead. And he is stopped. Not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. And they'll try it again after getting nothing on second down. It's third and goal from the 3. Slams ahead. Looking for the end zone. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
And that touchdown run is just going to galvanize this entire football team. Really nice job being physical, and that sends a message. We're not just taking the lead. There's a lot of football left, and we are going to keep trying to run this ball down your throat.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. The give from the gun. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Wide open spaces. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. Now from the 36-yard line, it's first and 10. Moore will throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection. Makes the catch. It's Moore. He stepped out of bounds right at the 45-yard line, and now they're starting to put things together.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. But it's incomplete, and this sophomore quarterback usually makes that throw every time.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
And the offense with no intention to draw the defense off sides. They want to run on fourth down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down.
And what a job by this defense. Early in the game, you want to set the tone. You want to set your offense up as much as you can. And here in the first half now, giving the ball back to them on their side of the field, shutting the fourth down conversion down, sending a message to this offense.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Frazier. Busts through behind his pad. He's down at the 25. has the first down. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Quarterback making adjustments. Dropping back, it's Stockton. He'll take a shot. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Man, that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas, try to make this a two-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a two-play drive. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Looking to throw on first down. Wide open downfield. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
Timeout, Oregon.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to go up top on first down. Takes a hit as he fires. The pass is incomplete and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Looking downfield very late in the half. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Gain of 14. And that's a first down for the offense. That's the end of the first half. With the score, Georgia 21, Oregon 7.
I guess they're trying to send a message to start this second half, lined up for an onside kick. Don't think that one made it 10 yards before they got the eager paws on top of it, and the flags will fly. They were trying to steal a possession to draw a little closer in this game, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so they'll take over the football with the lead. Looking for space. It's Frazier. Makes a pass to Marker. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
They ripped off a huge chunk, and now a little chunk is needed to pay it off. With the run on first and goal. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Georgia!
And he's in for his third rushing touchdown. You college fantasy football players, that is what you want to see. +6, +6, +6. Let's go.
The AT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Well, they didn't exactly milk the clock on that drive, did they? 2 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. to the air on first down. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
Ooh, that's a nice throw. Great accuracy there. And when you think about Oregon quarterbacks, I know we think about guys running around a little bit, but think back to guys like Dan Fouts, A.J. Feely. How about that name? Joey Harrington, of course, Justin Herbert. These guys could thread the needle from the pocket.
Turning it on. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
He's got it. There he goes. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9.
Well, this offense has shown you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they've completely flipped the field.
Wants to throw again. Here's the pressure. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
I think defenses sometimes get frustrated and you want to get blitz happy and because you give up yards. In this day and age, you're going to give up yards. Who cares? This is the area you're going to blow up. Nice job on first down stopping them. A couple more downs here to stay aggressive.
Going to swing it on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Looking for the goal line. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon! Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking for a gap. It's Frazier. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They feed him again. Got a little space. Oh, he's got some space. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
Looking for a man. It's Stockton. Caught near the sticks. It's Frazier. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
One of the things I love about this running back is his versatility. He's not just good running the football, but he can catch it as well, and he can make things happen with the ball in his hands. Nice job by the quarterback, getting through the progression, getting it out to his guy, and he does the rest, and that generates a huge play.
Under fire. And the pass falls incomplete. That's how we'll wrap up the third quarter of play, but now, time for the fourth quarter.
Georgia 28, Oregon 14.
It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And into the end zone. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
But one of the best compliments you can pay a running back is they get stronger as the game goes on. This guy's been awesome all game long, and you're seeing it here in the fourth quarter. He's trying to ice this thing and close it out, still running strong.
Powers forward. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Dogs!
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his fourth trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. And wings it incomplete.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to beat the D deep. Brings it in down the left side. Turning on the Jets. Touchdown, Ducks! A great catch and run for 6.
Well, as a defense, you know you're going to see the go-route, especially against this guy. He does it to defenses, so it seems every single week, and so they're not able to get back deep enough. They get run by, he makes the catch, and then runs it into the end zone. They're going to have to change up their coverage and get some safety help up over the top because this guy's speed is a problem.
They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
Trying to impose their will on the ground as he stopped after a 5-yard pickup to the 33. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Back to throw, it's Stockton. Rushes on him. All out of space. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
And how nice is it to just have a quarterback that you believe in, that you can trust, you can put it in his hands on 3rd down to make the right decision. You've got the lead, and you've got your guy. He sees it, nothing open, tucks it. It's a huge 3rd down conversion for this offense.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Movement on the offense, and they'll lose 5 yards on the penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Line getting set on second down. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They're facing a third down. Looking for a man. It's Stockton. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
They're going to send out the field goal unit, and that kicker will have to launch a rocket. And if they can make this and turn it into a 3-score game, they'll have this one all but locked up. And the right rotation on that one to get a little help from the crossbar and get it through. And that lead grows even bigger. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, trailing this much in the fourth quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. It's a seam wide open at the 30. There he goes. Touchdown, Oregon. Once he got some room, it was over.
The one thing you know about this offense, they're going to... fighting, right? They're down on the scoreboard right now, but they're trying everything they can. Nice job there, finding a way to score that touchdown. And listen, we've seen crazier things happen before in college football. This thing ain't over until there's zeros on the clock.
Here comes the two-point try. He's looking to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way, and the offense very lucky to keep possession on that one. They were trying to steal a possession to draw a little closer in this game, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so they'll take over the football with the lead. Great place to start for this offense. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Snuffed out behind the line of scrimmage, and we have not seen much of that. What a day he's had so far.
And this defense is well aware of the situation, and they're so aware of it. That goal line package is coming out, right? They've got to stop the run. They know the offense wants to eat clock. They got to get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance to get back in this football game.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Making side adjustments here. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
After that negative play against a goal line defense, it's really, really tough out in the field to not want to take a shot right now because there's nobody beat on defense. You've got one-on-ones on an island with your wide receivers, and they are begging to have a fade ball thrown their way.
Pulls it in. It's Branch. Across the 25. He's got room. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see, the number 12 team in the country, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things started. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. Dropping back, it's Sellers. Taking a shot on the first play. Makes a grab on the shot. The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a deep play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped all over him and still was able to help this offense get positive yards.
Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong, the emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight, and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Snagged in the middle, it's Bennett. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. And the Gamecocks look to keep this drive humming. Handoff from the gun. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down.
You want to settle everybody in on the road? You want to take the nerves away? Run the football. Really, really good job. The offensive line, they're physical and nasty. They're not nervous. They're not worried about this crowd getting loud. They just want to hit you right in the mouth, and they started the game off with some good physicality.
Finds his man. It's Bennett. And it took the defense a bit to get a handle on him. A little slippery with all those juke moves. The noise level is relentless here on 2nd down. From the gun, the running back has it. All things considered, he's probably lucky to be back to the line of scrimmage.
You just need more from your offensive line. 2nd and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up 3rd down, and this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Caught in the backfield, it's Branch. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
I really like this slot receiver because of his shiftiness, and you see that on his route run. Really, really nice job creating separation for his QB.
Unloads to the wideout. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Throws to the wideout. Makes a grab. He's got a first down. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it in their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. From the gun, give on the inside. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on third down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on third down. Really nice job getting back.
And they got him. A sack denies the try to convert on fourth down.
He had nowhere to go with the football. You could tell, surveying the field, somebody's got to get open to go make a play. Man, throw it up, run it, do something. You can't take a sack on fourth down. You got to give somebody an opportunity to make a play for you.
Bringing the heat. Scrambling away. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Back to pass, it's Stockton. Safe completion on the screen. He's loose. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
The Bulldogs are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They're going to go to the air on third and short. Georgia. They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't it? Good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. He turns it loose to the left. Makes the grab inside the 30. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
Pressure coming. He's going to run it. And he will wisely scamper out of bounds. No need to take unnecessary hits.
And that's a really good job by this defense, because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker, because he's not just handing it off and standing there, and they still did a good job at the point of attack, kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
Quick pass on the fly motion. It's a running room. Headed to the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
This has been a back-and-forth battle with a lot of football left to go. Really nice job executing on that rushing touchdown. If they get this extra point, this thing is all tied up.
And he tacks on the extra point. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking to pass. It's Stockton. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Catch inside the 30 and still running. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Dogs!
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Oh, they're after him. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Back to pass. Snags it over the middle.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Quickly complete. Wide open spaces. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Gamecocks. They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
Great job of execution in the passing game. QB and his target on the exact same page. The extra point now is going to tie this thing up. And they've got some real momentum here heading in at halftime.
Extra point here will tie the game. And he added the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish things off with a 44-yard touchdown pass. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. Caught inside the 20, chance for a good return. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down to the 26. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Looking to throw on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. They'll immediately call timeout.
Man, and that's just making it way too easy on the defense. They're laughing at that short goal. They're like, really? Okay, we'll just make an easy tackle and jog our punt return team out on the field. We're going to make it that easy for us.
They're a couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on fourth down. Trying to get it to the marker. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field position. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
Space at the 25, turning it on, and he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up, and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Trying to pound their way in. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. And the Gamecocks will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. They'll start this third quarter with a run. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
The Dogs come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. There he goes! And they'll move the change and get it to the 47-yard line.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense, sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, and really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
Now facing a third and long. Looking downfield, it's Stockton. Might have led him a little too far. He's able to make the catch, but can't get the feet down in bounds.
You sort of get the feeling here in the second half with the game tied. It very easily could come down to which of these two quarterbacks has the football last. Bit of a blown opportunity there on third down with that incompletion. This guy's going to have to lock in for the remainder of the game.
And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, South Carolina. And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
I mean, you talk about calling a pretty good defense you feel good about, and you take away the pass, and what does the quarterback do? He pulls it down and just shows the speed, basically becomes a running back, takes it all the way to the house, and makes your defense look silly.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Thomas. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Dogs can really attack on this second and short. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Motion from the wideout. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to make magic with his feet. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
And because of this guy's athleticism, you've got to find so many creative ways to let him carry the football. You'll see it on zone reads. You'll see it on draws, designed runs. How about the old-fashioned bootleg, though? Let him use his speed out on the perimeter to the right, and he sets off a huge gain.
Trying to get rid of it. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
Well, the defense is fast. If you can hit that quarterback with his speed and force those incompletions, man, that is impressive.
Off the play fake. Under fire. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
With the catch, it's Frazier. Oh, he's got some space. And he's got enough for a first down. Now to see if they have enough time to snap it again here in the third. They go back to work in the final period of this one.
South Carolina, 21. Georgia, 14.
Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They've pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again. Throws to the tight end. Got it in the middle, it's dealt. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. And guys, if they can somehow, some way find their way into the end zone, they'll have a tie game in the 4th. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to throw, it's Stockton. Looking for the score. Knocked away, incomplete in the end zone.
It's hard in this area throwing over this big defensive line. They've got long arms. You saw it right there, knocking that ball down on second down.
Third and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. And he really wanted to get the touchdown there, but it's incomplete.
Interesting call here for the head coach, too, because you need a touchdown. Now, it's 4th and long. You could kick the field goal and cut into the lead, but it depends on how much you trust your defense right now. They may go for this one, guys.
And this could prove to be the biggest play of the game. They'll go for it on 4th and goal. Snapped it in the shotgun. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Fit it in the window for the score.
Tight ends can be the quarterback's best friend down in this area of the field. When the windows get smaller, you need bigger targets. No better option than the big tight end.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Fielded in the end zone. It's Harbor. Makes a move. He's got an alley. Wide open, and it's a foot race. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He just took it the entire length of the field, end to end, coast to coast, nationwide for the touchdown.
And how about the fans in the stands going, no, 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 take a knee, no, yes, 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 yes. Over 100 yards to the kickoff return. Nice job taking that in the end zone, making a huge play.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point.
That makes the score. South Carolina, 28. Georgia, 21.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. He had a vision of getting loose, but he'll go out of bounds at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking to throw, it's Stockton. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Draw play, quarterback keeps it. Past the sticks, and he may get more. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain.
And I think that's what you want to see from this offense down the stretch. Like, can you physically dominate the game? You've got the lead. Now run the football, eat clock, continue to feed your dude.
Pulls it in, it's Branch. Knocked down at the 44, but he got 15 on that one.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Looking for a crease, it's McCray. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. The snap sets up to throw. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is. Trailing by a touchdown, getting late in the 4th, and this is a huge, perhaps a defining moment in this game. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
He had nowhere to go with the football. 4th down, you know he wants to make a play. I'd like for him to throw it up, to be honest. Try to give somebody an opportunity to make a play. Who cares if I throw a pick? It's 4th down anyways, but couldn't find anybody to get the ball off. Defense surrounds him, gets him to the ground with the sack.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They're in control of the clock as their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. The give and tick, 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 tick. Just steamrolling the defense. He's got enough for the 1st down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
Touch pass on the run. And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain.
A nice job by the defense with the edges. They try the touch pass on 1st and goal. Nice job setting the edge, not letting him get outside, making the good tackle, forcing 2nd down and goal.
They'll move the wide receiver. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And he gets it into the end zone for the touchdown, and it's not just a touchdown, it is a dagger in this game.
Some would say run out the clock, some would say I don't need to add points, but here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they stay on target with the extra point, up 35-21. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. One more play to pad the stats. To the air, it's Stockton. He's taking the deep shot. And the pass falls to the ground, and the ball game is over. Guys, I think we all expected this game to be close. Couple of teams of this caliber, but boy, what a statement by the underdog in this one.
And there's going to be a big movement in the rankings after that performance. That team that got the win today, they are going to get moved ahead of their opponent. It's one thing to beat a ranked opponent, David. It's one thing to blow the doors off of them. That was impressive.
It's impressive. It's huge for them. Obviously, we know what's going to happen when they're going to move up the charts, but the other side is equally as depressing. I mean, they're going to fall like a rock. This wasn't even a competitive game. This is a bad day, and the rankings will reflect it when they come out.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.